everyone, this is a short video on the 7 commonly asked interview questions, what to answer, how to answer, what are the points you have to keep in mind, guys. So watch this video for that. Join the group Unacademy_Ritu Dudhoria if you haven't already done so on Telegram for your complete preparation of not just the verbal ability section of the CAT exam, but every single management entrance exam and general guidance. Use the code Ritu MBA. What are you waiting for, guys? My name and your goal, Ritu and MBA, Ritu MBA, in order to unlock the free plan on Unacademy Learning app and to get 10% off your plus subscription. Now let's come to those questions, guys. The first question, I'm sure every single one of you, when you've Googled the top 10 interview questions, this is the first question which pops up, and this is also that question which gives a lot of you the sweats, because what do you have to exactly answer? So guys, when you say tell me something about yourself, see, the basic thing that you have to remember while answering this question is definitely you have to put across your best foot forward. So when you put across your best foot forward, guys, we have to also remember that we have to tell them something in addition to what is already mentioned or what they can already gauge from our statement of purpose, what we've already mentioned as a part of the as a part of the application form, in addition to what they can already get from our profile. So when you say tell me something about yourself, introduce yourselves. Okay, you can tell them about your educational background in very minimally, guys, very briefly. Tell them about your educational background. You have to tell them about your work experience if you have so, your internship experience. Okay, so work experience, introduce yourself, tell them about your internship experience, and at the same time, guys, all positive aspects about yourself. So one thing that I want everybody to remember is, guys, steer the conversation. This is a technique that all of you have to master. Steer the conversation. There is obviously going to be something that all of us have which we are most proud of. Identify your MPO. What is MPO? It is something that you're most proud of. Apart from your educational qualifications, apart from your work experience, apart from your internship experience, what is that one ability of yours that you're most proud of? It could be a hobby. It could be, guys, for instance, it could be about travel. You could say that you love to travel, and it could be something about music. You love to play a certain sort of music. You play a certain musical instrument. It could be about sports. It could be about a hobby, just as simple as reading. But guys, please make sure that you understand the ability to steer the conversation. Drop in these subtle hints, guys, as to where you want to take the interview to. So if I'm going to say that that you love to travel, your interview questions would be focused around, okay, what are the, tell me something about this passion of yours. And if you talk about sports, they're going to ask you questions related to sports. If you tell about musical instrument, there could also be instances where you're asked to sing. There could also be instances where you're asked to play the musical instrument. Don't you feel that this is the way that you have to steer the conversation to, rather than get stuck in those areas where you're not comfortable, or you're not well prepared, or you do not know what to answer? So education, work experience, internships, steer the conversation. Talk about something that you're most proud of. Talk about your academic achievements. Talk about an interesting experience that you've had in life that you feel is worth mentioning, a life altering or a life changing experience that has some bearing. It could be a gap year, why it happened, when you're asked about it, any life changing or life altering experience, you can talk about it here when it says tell me something about yourself. But please make sure this is a rehearsed answer. This is something that all of you have to practice. This is something that all of you have to you have to keep an answer in your head, guys, and rattle it off, but with conviction, with emotions, and at the same time, guys, with good gestures. Okay, not mechanical and robotic, not like your Google Assistant or your Alexa or your Siri just reading out an answer script in front of you. So I hope this answers the question. And guys, only positive aspects. Okay, highlight your positive aspects. An interview is basically an advertisement for yourself. If you're watching a soap advertisement, they're only going to tell you what's good about that soap. Nobody is going to tell you the soap gives you rashes. Nobody is going to tell you that the shampoo could lead to hair fall. Correct. So only positive aspects. You're in fact selling yourself. Why do you wish to pursue the MBA program? So guys, mention what developed your interest towards the MBA program. Why MBA? It could be your NGO experience. It could be your experience as the leader of a club in your college or institution. It could be working together, in terms of in fests, anything. So basically, guys, I'm going to answer these questions from a fresher point of view. So why? Because if you're experienced, you anyway have that backdrop to draw more on, and your questions will anyway be focused more on your work experience. So you can talk about, the current job that you have and the value addition that you're looking for in that job. Or if you want to shift, or if you want to shift your paradigms, you can speak about that when you're experienced. But when you're fresher, what exactly motivated you to do an MBA? Remember, guys, that no answer is no answer is silly. Don't think that if you're going to say that you were a member of your club and you understood the importance of leadership in that club and team building and your interest towards marketing or interest towards finance from that club. It's not a silly answer. You're a fresher, in fact. So you have to draw based, on your experience that you've gathered during your graduation years. So talk about what motivated you to do an MBA, what developed, what led to the development of interest towards the MBA, what are your career goals, okay, and how an MBA will be the path in order to achieve the career goals. And at the same time, guys, you also have to highlight what are you looking to learn from the MBA program. So what developed your interest towards the MBA program? What are your career goals? What are your short-term and long-term career goals is something that you have to decide, because that's another question that is very commonly asked. What do you expect to learn from an MBA program which will help you achieve that goal or achieve that outcome? So if you're talking about marketing, okay, how did your interest, why did you develop an interest in marketing? What exactly led you in that direction? The short-term goals and the long-term goals, the kind of, if you already know the kind of field that you want to get into, whether it's advertising, whether it's rural marketing, great. If you don't know, you could talk about your general interest on, in the field of marketing, and how exactly that particular institution, let's say if it's rural marketing, how exactly can MICA, or how exactly doing an MBA from MICA is going to add value to that and help you achieve that goal. What are your short-term and long-term goals? Now, this is fairly easy for those who are already, experienced. And guys, this question has more relevance also if you are experienced. But yes, if you are a fresher, you basically have to keep in mind that where do you see yourself in the next, when you say short-term goals, it's 5 to 10 years. And where do you see yourself in the next 15 to 20 years? Please make sure that your answers are specific here and not something like, I want to be happy. Guys, why aren't you happy already then? So do not make sure that they are very vague, like I want to be happy, I want to be doing something that I love. No, these are vague answers. These are conversational pieces that you can speak to with your friends, but not in an interview. You need to have specific answers, specific roles, specific domains that you want to be making a mark in. So guys, it has to be very specific, or it has to be very domain based. Okay. Why this program? Now, guys, why an MBA? Why an MBA in marketing? This, I'm sure in the SOP also, most of us would have faced these questions already. So guys, basically you need to talk about your goals again, draw on the basis of the same questions, and guys, also introduce why. When it says this program, you can also talk about why this institution. Okay, why this particular institution, and how this program from this particular institution is going to help you to meet this particular goal. So it's going to be a combination of the program, the institution, and the goal at hand. So your long-term and short-term goals done. The program, guys, that's why it's very important to go through the prospectus. That is why it's also very important to go through a lot of testimonials before going for an interview. It's very important to read up. Now, we have so much reading material available with us, guys. We have so much information already there, so much guidance already there on what exactly these colleges offer, whether it's students testimonials. So please make sure that you're reading those and you understand what kind of value addition this institute could really bring in. Mention an occasion. So guys, a lot of situational based questions. For example, mention an occasion where your integrity was tested. Can co-curricular activities and academics be handled simultaneously? Opinion based questions that are asked. Were you ever in an ethical dilemma? So guys, please make sure that you have certain situations ready in your mind where you displayed leadership skills, where you displayed teamwork skills, wherein if you say that co-curriculars are your strong point, how did you handle your co-curricular activities and academics? when it comes to time management, when it comes to polarization of tasks, when it talks about being proactive, when it so guys, but when you're answering these questions, please remember that ethics are something which is given a lot of importance by these B schools. So please make sure that you always come out as the ethical one, and you also within the framework or within the rules and regulations of the organization or what we as citizens are expected. So don't try to be too avant-garde, don't try to be too adventurous. Play within the rules, play with and be ethical as far as possible when you analyze these situations. Always make sure that you buy a little bit of time. It's okay, if since it's a new question that you've encountered, it's okay if you take a minute to think before you answer. Frame a situation in your mind. I wouldn't say frame, recall a situation in your mind, and just make sure that you put that across very lucidly, very clearly, articulate, be confident. Okay, draw as much as possible from your personal experience. That's completely all right. Make sure that you display yourself as a human and not as a robot. Okay, ultimately guys, they are very smart people who are taking your interview, and if you lie or if you bluff, they're going to catch your deal. So please make sure that you prepare for these questions beforehand, situations beforehand, and deliver them. So your goals should be sorted, why this program should be sorted, go through the students' testimonials, and then you'll be prepared to answer these questions, right? So I'm sure these answer your questions, guys. Enroll for the batches beginning soon. Every day, in fact, guys, you have batches for GDPI and VAT preparation as well. Please make sure that you're giving the Unacademy combat. Watch out the space for more such videos, because this wall is going to have your face on it. So please make sure that you're taking the subscription. Use the code Ritu MBA only. Join the Telegram channel. See you in the daily lives, guys. Watch out the space for a lot of interesting videos. Take care. Bye bye.